So to convert from decimal into hexadecimal, you're just going to keep dividing by 16. And I remember that because anytime you're leaving decimal, when you go away from decimal, you divide. When you come back home to the lovely decimal, you're multiplying. Your powers are multiplied. So 1, 5, 4, 3 is what I'm going to do today. You'll notice that because we're having to divide by 16 here, it's not really practical for them to ask this at Leaving Cert Computer Science where you're not allowed to use a calculator. So for that reason, as of 2025, April, it has not been asked. So hopefully that will forever be the case. And this will just be a nice to know video. That's 96 is my answer there. And I just write down the remainder here being 7. All right, then I take my 96 and divide that by 16 all over again, and I get remainder 0. And the answer to that one, when I divide 96 by 16, you get 6. Again, you're going to have to kind of like use a calculator in real life to do this. So yeah, I don't see anyone doing this in exam, to be honest, unless you love long division like the 90s. Let's keep going. I take my 6 and I'm going to divide that. So 6 divided by 16, that's going to, that's going to finish off the question, right? Because it's going to be 0, remainder 6. So then to finish off the question, I just read these off in reverse order. I go 6, 0, 7. So that's 6, 0, 7. And I put a subscript 16 down there just to remind myself that is base 16. The only caveat you got to watch out for it, like it didn't happen in this case because these numbers were all less than 10, right? But what if you did get, but you could, what if you got remainder, I don't know, like 10 here, okay? You would have to change that to A. If you got remainder 11, it would be B. Because remember, for hex, it's A is 10, B 11, C 12, D 13, E 14, and F is 15, right? The way I always remember this is I think of the A-10, that airplane, the F-15 Eagle, another great airplane. So watch some videos about those airplanes, the A-10, the Tank Buster, and the F-15 Eagle, that one that flew back to the base when it was missing a wing. I feel like if I remember those two, I won't get lost. It's at the point where you enter letters and exit letters. You need to have that very clear in your head. That is it. And again, hopefully it won't show up anytime soon on a Leaving Cert Computer Science course. But just be aware, if you think you're going to avoid going from binary to hex and hex to binary by going through decimal as a shortcut, like a scenic route, that you're very clever, you may end up actually having to divide by 16 because this is going to be one of the parts of that triangle. So it is just worth actually learning how to go from binary to hex and hex to binary. All right, have a lovely day.